This is a matchup that going into this, I was like, well, I know that I've made a lot of progress in the Snake matchup recently, so I kind of saw this to myself as an opportunity to demonstrate what I'd learned in the set. And I feel like I mostly achieved that. Notice how in the beginning, although it's really lame, you have to camp Snake hard. But the way I'm playing in general is just specifically indicative of me recognizing there's not really value in trying to force the game. It's taking the time needed to make sure you understand how Snake's going to try and control space, and then you find openings through there. Otherwise, you're just going to blow yourself up a lot for no reason and die when you don't need to, and it's bad. Just don't do it. But this was with pre-patch Falcon, which makes it me a little happier about things. It's also worth noting that MVD didn't know the matchup, so I definitely got away with some things that I wouldn't have against like Scat or Salt 1 Snake, because they do know how Falcon plays. So I'm like, I both am happy with the set, but I'm also not. And that's the reason I did that up B there, was I specifically read that he was going to be scared of me back airing him there because of the way I landed backwards on top of him. So if you land backwards on top of him there, it makes it look like you're going to go for a back air, and since he's at kill percents, obviously he doesn't want to die. And so the natural way to counteract that is just to up-B him. Also, the reason I ran towards him, even though I had a C4, was I was actually trying to blow him up with me, or make him scared of blowing it up because I was next to him. So that's why I just randomly bum rushed him, and I was trying to blow him up too, or get him scared to blow it up by staying close to him the whole time. Which is why I died the way I did there. I was just trying to discourage him from using it, or at the very least, get some damage with him. It's also worth noting when you're trying to catch Snake's landing, you don't usually want to try and directly intercept him so much. It's usually best to instead focusing on making him feel like you're going to throw an aerial, so that he'll either 1, land with an aerial of his own, or 2, grenade, both of which you can punish with like runaway pivot grabs, just running grab altogether, or other stuff. Also, it's worth noting you can avoid a lot of stuff off stage with Nikita if you make sure to save your double jump until specifically when you're reacting to Nikita stuff, so that you can get past it and deactivate it that way. It's actually, funnily enough, I learned how to do a lot of Snake landing traps from thinking about how old Brawl Meta Knights used to do it. And then I realized a lot of that was very applicable to Falcon and other stuff, so now I'm doing it myself. Also, fun fact, there's an initial hitbox on the up B that actually has knockback on it, which is why it'll blow up grenades. The reason I went for dash attack there was I noticed MVD had a habit of he would shield as a way of like trying to scout out an option, but he wouldn't hold it long enough to where you could realistically react to it and punish it. So when I saw the shield, I knew that he was going to let go of it pretty much immediately afterwards. And since he was at those percents, I thought, let me just bum rush dash attack him. That'll beat him if he tries to do an aerial out of shield. It'll beat him if he presses a button. So, dash attack. Kind of lazy pender, and that actually makes a lot of sense, but yes. Fun fact, that's a combo. So if I get the right read at the right position, he's just dead. No, Senpai. I think there's no such thing as a good tier list right now. Literally every tier list that people have put out is terrible. Some of them are just less terrible than others. I don't wish to help perpetuate this metagame of constant misinformation and poor opinions. So instead, I'm just going to focus on growing the meta, helping people understand what's going on, instead of trying to tell people what to think with like tier lists or stuff like that. If it's a tier list, it sucks. I don't care who makes it. There is just varying levels of bad. Game 3 is where the real spice begins, though, because at that point, I'm pretty confident of a lot of movement reads I've gotten. I messed up. He should have died there, but I messed up. Sadness. I tried to go for a hard read, but I was a stock up, so honestly, I should have just gone for up B. The only possible thing he could have done to get out of that would be to air dodge and kill himself with Nikita. That was literally his only possible option. And I had a stock lead, so I should have just up B'd and just ended the game right there. That's my fault. I gave him a chance when I shouldn't have. That was just a good combo. He should have gotten another hit on it, but you can tell he accidentally meant to do running forward with that, but he messed up. I'm watching it, and I'm also explaining a lot of what's going on for the curious. I messed up there, by the way. So, fun fact, I know frequent viewers of my stream probably already know this, but Nair 1 into falling up air into strong knee is actually a true combo, but you have to read their DI. This was just me freestyling.
Oh my goodness, not able to reverse to get the KO off of that. But look at the movement! No, please, I can't take this. And he catches the roll afterwards as well. The up air is gonna do it in MVD.
Game 3 is definitely where I really started to take off with things. Alright, so this next combo, I knew the grenade was about to deactivate, so I did that.
Fatality's turn, finally connecting the big hit he was looking for. He gets the knee, and he...
Alright. So the reason that combo worked was, notice how where the grenade was on the ground. Let me go back. Notice how he pulled... Right there. Notice how he just pulled the grenade? So there's about 3 seconds left, right? A little bit less. So the moment I get on the stage, that's a second right there. I hit him. So that means there's roughly like a second left or less from here. So the only way I can possibly combo him is to roll around him. Because if I roll around him, I'll be in a position to where I can do up air juggles on the platform, or if he DIs in, go for knee. So if he DI'd away, I was just going to do full hop up air, double jump up air into landing up air on the platform into down air or knee. Or if he DI'd in, just up air into knee. It covers all the options and it puts him in the right position. Notice especially how when I hit him with that up air, since it'll launch him just slightly to the left of the grenade, it'll launch him slightly to the left, which will put him at the right trajectory for that, which is why I did the roll here, which is why he died.
Doesn't find one, and now it's Fatality's turn, finally connecting the big hit.
So if you're curious about why that worked, well, now you understand. Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream today. Great to have you here. Also, by the way, Pichu is still top tier. Just a more balanced top tier now. Which is, I think, a good thing. What is that? Well then. Also, if you're wondering why we're listening to Zelda music today, it's because, the most exciting thing to me yesterday was that Breath of the Wild sequel trailer. I love how spooky and dark it looks. I'm honestly getting Majora's Mask flashbacks. Especially because you're taking this amazing game, you're developing a sequel in the same engine. This one's way darker, has all the horror influences and all the demented stuff, along with the music, along with them talking about it being more melancholy in general. That screams Majora's Mask to me. Plus, they even said it would be darker than Majora's Mask, which... Sweet Jesus, I don't think you understand how excited that makes me. I figured out... I got everything I needed for the input overlay on the screen, but I'm still having some technical difficulties trying to fix it. So we're almost set on that department. And then I can start production on the Falcon cosplay thing as soon as possible. Honestly, Lord Allen, Zero is never the best Falcon. But I guess if your base is big enough and you tell yourself you are enough, some people will believe it. The second best Falcon? In this game, it's Nixie. Smash 4 is dead to me at this point. Like, once they buffed Falcon to where I have a much better Falcon again, I don't care about that game anymore. Like, I honestly didn't even then, but now I especially don't. Like, before I was like, man, I remember when I was getting better results with Falcon. Those are good times. And then they buffed Falcon to where I can do that in this game, probably. Or even better. And I'm just like, now I really don't care. I was definitely the best Falcon at the beginning of Smash 4 as well. If you paid any attention to the development of that character, I'm the reason 90% of what became the Falcon metagame did become the Falcon metagame. I might not have gotten all the credit for it, but... Thank you, Islands Yoshi and Butch Lesbian, by the way, for all following the stream. Great to have you guys here today. Just getting raw knees like that is such a silly thing. Thank you, Logan Maz, by the way, for cheering with 100 bits. Sadly, no F-Zero game, but... I actually got literally none of the things I wanted from E3 yesterday, but I still really enjoyed it because the things I didn't want, I was like, you know what? This is pretty cool, not gonna lie. And I'm gonna be honest, the Banjo reveal makes me feel a lot more than the Dragon Quest one. I enjoyed watching a lot of reaction videos of just random people seeing the Banjo reveal and just like bursting into tears. Press 1 in the chat if you spend a lot of time just watching people's reactions to things and just being happy for them. Also, thank you Kitaro Time for subscribing to Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for the support. We might have just hit the sub goal for the Falcon cosplay. We might have, because of Kitaro. And if so, thanks homie. Hope life is treating you well. There we go. Alright, let me check. I think we just hit the sub goal though. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at 600 subscribers. A new milestone is met and the Captain Falcon cosplay unlocked. Alright, so on that note, I need to think of a sub goal for 700 now. Now, once this stream ends, I'm going to finish the rest of the supplies I need for the mobile stream setup, and I'm going to begin work on the Falcon cosplay, okay? Since we just hit it, I promise it will be ready in time for SmashCon. So first day at SmashCon, you might not recognize me, because I may or may not be wearing a certain helmet and suit. So if you were hoping to get some games, then that'd be a great time. God bless attack canceling.